Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield addressing the media this afternoon at the Combine. We listen in now live.
Different people. He said it, I've said it. But when it comes down to it, I'd do anything to play this game, and I'm going to do everything, to keep playing it. Teams ask about my character. Until you sit down and talk to me directly, you might have an image that is, portrayed within stories or headlines. But I love the game. I'm upfront and honest. I let them know exactly what I'm about, and I think that's the most important thing. What you see is what you get. I've always been brutally honest, and some people don't like that because it's rare nowadays. But that's. I go into these meetings and I'm just myself, and so I want to get drafted and to a team that knows exactly what they're getting.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair that they asked about that, given some of the things that happened.
Oh, absolutely. They're investing a lot of money into these guys they're drafting, so that they can ask any question. This whole process is about finding out what's wrong with you. It's pointing out flaws, things that they see if they can look past them, see if they can work with it. So any question they ask is fair game. I'm very prepared. I think my journey, my career has showed that. I'm going to put all the work I can into it before and be ready for my chance. Whatever opportunity I get, I'm going to take advantage of it. And so as soon as I get drafted, I'm hoping to dive into that playbook and start moving forward. It's a great experience. Any chance I get to be around a different coaching staff is always awesome to learn. So, pick somebody else's brain out and see how they coach, what their philosophy is. Learned a lot of stuff under center. I haven't done that since Coach Heupel was at OU in 2014. So enjoyed being with them and, learning from them about their play schemes. That's tonight. So we'll see. Smart guy. I think we relate a lot. Mindset-wise on offense, I think they've got the keys on their team. They're close as well. So, but he's a smart guy. There's a reason he's a young coach and he's that successful. First things first, whatever team I go to, I'm not going to settle for a backup job. I've never been like that, and I never will. I'm going to push that person in front of me. When it comes down to it, the best man's going to win, and I know that. But everybody has a role in the team, and if you're not improving and pushing those guys around you to be better, then you're not doing it right. So, I'd be more than happy to be on the Giants, but same thing for any other team.
On the field, what do you think is your most primary attribute? Conversely, what do you have to like?
Accuracy. I'm the most accurate quarterback in this draft by far. Between that and then also things I need to improve on, just keeping my base. Footwork, staying clean in the pocket, and I think that's going to help out my timing, not being late with the ball. And so when you're clean with your feet, your mind goes quickly. The biggest thing, is showing that I'm ready from day one to be a franchise guy. I'm ready to help anybody out. I just want to play the game. To get a chance, it's all I've ever asked for. That's all I can ask for now, and I'm going to make the most of it once I get there. Honest. I tell them the true story. When I got tackled by the cops in Arkansas, I tell them the true story. When I talk about planting the flag against Ohio State, I talk about the fact that was an emotional win. That was one we worked for over a year for after they embarrassed us at our home stadium. And then, when I talk about the Kansas thing, it's about me drawing the line and being professional. If I want to be a franchise guy, there's certain things I can't do, but I'm also going to still be competitive and passionate. That's what's gotten me to this point. So, I talk about it, and I'm upfront about it. I hope so. Football's football, no matter what you want to say about it. The year before, it never matters. It doesn't matter if you go undefeated the year before or if a team has 0 wins. You start fresh. You start with a new team. Everything's different every year, and that's something we focused on at Oklahoma a lot. before I played, we went 8-5, and then my first year starting, we went 11-2. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how it was the year before. You got to handle your business, and the most important game is always the next one.
You're obviously confident. Was it difficult to come to the point where that's how you had to go through it?
A little bit. I used to have the mindset of worrying about everybody else's opinions, trying to please everybody, but that's not going to happen. The most important opinion to please are those in my inner circle, those around me, those I'm working for, and so being honest, I like people to see what they get, and that's just how I'm handling it.
You're obviously confident in your ability.
Former Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield answering questions. Again, quarterback scheduled to work out tomorrow. He will work out at Lucas Oil Stadium and does plan to throw. He was asked, if you didn't hear, why he should be the first quarterback picked in this draft. He said, accuracy. I'm the most accurate quarterback in this draft by far. Is that accurate?
I would say it probably is accurate. I think he had a lot of easier throws. If you go back and study the tape, he had a lot of throws where were wide open receivers, where the scheme created a good opportunity for him. He also extended a lot of plays, and I think he became more patient in the pocket. And that's when I started really taking him seriously as a potential starter in the NFL and a potential first-round pick as he transitioned. I thought after the Iowa State game, there was a clear transition in his patience in the pocket and willingness to go through progressions rather than turning everything into a Johnny Manziel type, fire drill, if you will. So I think he probably, if you were to look at it, yes, he's the most accurate. I think he had a lot of easier throws, but again, I think he's just a naturally accurate passer.
You also heard him say, Lewis, I'm sorry, that, if he's going to be a franchise quarterback, there's certain things that are expected of him, but he's still going to play with a fire and a competitive drive that sort of makes him who he is. And therein lies the rub, right? He's going to have to find the balance between those two.
Absolutely, and that's the same with any player, quite honestly. Obviously, there's a lot more scrutiny that is heaped upon the quarterback position. He is at least aware of the fact that he knows who he is. He knows he has crossed the line. He knows he has done things that take away from who he really wants people to believe who he is, which is someone who has come a long way, who has overcome a lot of odds, and who has proven to be someone who is worthy of being considered drafted where he's drafted. I think his serious demeanor about it is something that, that's who that kid is. He's a guy right now who always feels as though the world is against him, that people are always doubting him. And I don't think he'll ever lose that, but he will have to govern that. He will have to, no doubt about that, govern that, because it's a different league up here with a different set of expectations as far as how you conduct yourself and who the people are that are hunting you down also. So he's going to, it's something he's going to have to always massage, because he's never going to, he shouldn't lose himself as far as who he is.
He can't
It's made him who he is.
Right. It's part of who he is.
Right.
Bill, what would you need to hear from Baker Mayfield if you were interviewing him over the course of the next several days, coupled with his talent, to make you comfortable?
Well, nothing in that setting. I mean, there wasn't anything that he was asked or said that's in any way dispositive. I'd want to know how much football he knows. I want to know if he can translate from the spread to the NFL. I have some questions on tape about quickness of process. Some of that may be the offense. Some of it may simply be lack of familiarity. One thing that I took away from this, the only thing I took away from this, which is true of every rookie, he has no idea what he's in for. He's up there, he's a senior in college. He's Heisman Trophy winner. Wonderful. Welcome to the world of the NFL. It's going to be a bumpy ride, and you better be used to being a backup, because you're going to have to go get coffee, and you're going to have to take notes. You're going to have to break down the film. If you can't handle that, I want to know if he can handle that, because this is a rough world.
He's an interesting guy. I mean, if you really think about it, because how many first-round draft picks at quarterback have had to publicly apologize twice in a year? Yeah. And then more importantly, there are a lot of questions from guys inside the league who have been around and have really evaluated his situation, who he is, on how much he loves the celebrity part. I truly believe he loves football. If you spend any time around him and any time around that program and Lincoln Riley, the coaching staff, and his teammates, he loves the game and brings a different kind of energy than most quarterbacks I've ever seen. But he loves some of the other stuff too. And I think it's, as you guys know, there's only so many hours in a day. And so if you're spending time worrying about some of the other stuff, this is what teams are telling me that they're really trying to study. If you're spending time on the other stuff and the Hollywood type of stuff, is that time that's being taken away from you and evaluating what you need to do, studying and going through the process.
Yeah.
So that's what teams are really trying to dig into. And you're not going to get it here. You're not going to get it in a 15-minute interview. You're going to get it when you bring them into your building and when you, as you talk about all the time, your psychologists and different factors. But that, the next couple months, is going to play a big role in where he winds up getting drafted.
His teammates love him, though, to be
absolutely love him. As much as I've ever seen any quarterback that I've ever been around the college level.
All right, fair enough.